Let's talk money a little bit this morning. It's tax season after all, so most of you watching are getting your taxes prepared if you've not filed them already. If you haven't filed them already and you are retired, don't do it just yet. Kevin Fuerst is on the show. He has the Fuerst Financial Group and he has a tip that might save you a little bit of money. So good to see you.
Good to see you, Julie.
It's called, I'm learning the lingo, this is called a QCD.
Right.
Is that right?
Yeah. QCD, right.
Which stands for? Qualified
Charitable Deduction.
Deduction.
That's right.
Okay.
That's right.
So I may have misspoken when I said if you go ahead and take this advice from you today, it could save you some money on your taxes. But was I correct in saying it?
Yeah, that's right. Well, you would have already done it last year. So
what
they did is they changed the law last year so that instead of, people that turn 73 have to take a mandatory withdrawal out of their IRA. It's called an RMD, required minimum distribution. If that, instead of taking the RMD home and have it come to the house, you have it go directly to a charity, a 501(c). That way you satisfied your RMD and you've also, it's not a part of your taxable income. So it reduces your taxes. If you're a giver or you give to charitable organizations, it's a great way to give tax-free money, and the only loser is the government. So it's not taxes you have to pay on it. Because you think about a distribution out of an IRA now, if you just take it home, you're taxed on it. And so let's say you have a $2,500 RMD, you have to pay $500 theoretically to the government in taxes, and you're left with $2,000, and now you give the $2,000 to the church. The QCD says, or is set up so that that whole $2,500 goes right to the charity, and it doesn't count as part of your taxable income. So it's a great deal for people.
Okay.
And there's a couple of things too that I would mention with it. This year, I think what people need to be aware of, if they haven't filed their taxes yet, is that QCD, when that money comes out and goes to the charity, it's still on, you'll still get a 1099 showing a full distribution to you. And then when you go to the accountant, you have to be sure to mention, hey, I have a QCD, I sent this amount of money, and here's my receipt that I sent to the charity, and I want to make sure I'm not taxed on that. And then there's a little box that opens up on the accountant side, and he puts that in that you did a QCD. But if you don't tell him, you'll have done the QCD and you won't get the benefit. So it's a little bit of a little bit trick. When we first started getting people ready for, taxes, we asked the accountant, how does the QCD work? Because we're getting 1099s and they still have that $2,500 example that we talked about. They're still showing that all as their taxable income.
I see.
So you have to let the accountant know, otherwise you won't get credit for that QCD.
Okay, so I'm not 73 yet.
Right.
So let me make sure I'm understanding this clearly. So you mentioned earlier that the QCD really needed to have been set up for tax year 2024.
That's right.
So if you are doing your taxes now and you did not have this where it was automatically, where it was going to come out of your RMD, you were just paying monthly to the church. Right. That's a different type of taxable deduction for this year.
That's just a normal, regular distribution. You're going to pay taxes on it. However, we did.
But you can set it up for next year.
You can set
this year.
You have to. Yeah, that's right. So this year, if you haven't participated in the QCD, then you need to start making those withdrawals that you're getting for your IRA.
Okay.
You have to change your distribution so it goes directly to the charity. That is the key. It can't come to you first. If it comes to you first, then you're going to pay the taxes, and then you're going to give what's left to the charity. The charity wins, you win, and the government loses. And most advisors know about it. If anybody has any questions, they can certainly call us, and we'll kind of help them walk through what they need to do. I think right now, for those that participated last year, they just have to know how to file for it, because it didn't just automatically happen. Nobody knows that you did it, so you have to let the accountant know.
Okay, so I might sound greedy here, but let's go with a little bit of a higher example, okay? And let's say that you're somebody and your RMD is $10,000. That's easy math for me.
Okay.
And maybe you do give 3,000 of it or 5,000 of it you give to your church, to your example.
Correct.
But then there's also a law in there, and I know you're not an accountant, but there's a law in there where you can give monies to like children and stuff up to a certain amount of money, right? A
So
year
we're
and
talking
not get
about
taxed.
gifts. Now that's a gift tax.
So you can't do that as part of this?
No.
Okay.
No.
It is specifically for charity.
So it's a yeah. The
Okay.
QCD is specifically for charity. I mean, if you get $10,000 and you want $2,500 to go to the charity, and you want to give what's left, divide it to your kids, you can give them a gift, and it's not taxable to them, and it's not taxable to you as long as it's not over 18,000. So
Okay.
that's
So
what
you
you're
could
talking
do that
about.
with your RMD.
You can. Yep.
Okay.
You can.
But that's an old
Are you
existing.
looking for a gift? Is that what it is?
No, but no, trust me, no. I will tell you, Kevin and I, every time we talk, before he gets on the air, he'll say, "How's your mom?" And I'll say, "How's your mother-in-law?" So we've swapped our stories. But I will tell you, so my mom's 94. We tried to get her to do this QCD, and you know why she won't do it?
No.
Because she loves putting her check in the offering plate at church.
Yeah.
And we said, okay,
Yeah.
we're not
And
going to
so
fight you
we
on it.
had I had someone just like that, and they didn't want to not put something in
Yeah.
because they felt like people might think they're not giving anymore.
It's muscle memory. She's just used to doing it after all
It
these
is.
years.
It is.
Okay, I have to show people how to get in touch with you. It's
Sure.
it's a complicated vocabulary if you're not walking this yet, but he knows it very well, and he would love to help you. His whole goal is certainly to do what's fair, but fair by you,
Yeah.
not just the federal government. So
That's right.
it's Fuerst Financial Group. I love his website. It's growkeepleave.com. The phone number 899-8555. Always good to see you.
Thanks, Julie.